I found this photograph when I was probably 27. I'm going to paint it with watercolor. Okay, so this is probably the composition I'm going to go with. So I'm going to start painting it into the big area. Many people keep asking how you mix the skin tone. If you don't think they are skin tone, it may be easier for you to think about. Just any color. So I'm gonna mix this color look a little bit brownish. So even the eye white inside the eye, it still look a little bit close to the skin color. So at this point, I'm just going to make the entire face into the same color. I'm gonna use lifting off technique to return some of the color. So in the beginning, you might feel that kind of chaotic. It's kind of, ooh, how I'm going to make it into a portrait, look like a face. If you don't think they are face, they're probably easier. It's kind of like confusing, but you don't want to think they are face or they are hair. Okay. Now this is good. Now this is the face area. Now I'm going to change my brush to a 1-inch flat brush. I'm going to cover everything with the color, like a dark brown color. So I'm going to take the blue, red, and yellow color. A little bit more red. That color probably need to be even darker. So I'm just going to put this color over here. And then this color can paint it into the shadow side of the face. Every time when you paint a portrait in watercolor, it's a big risk. But as long as you enjoy that risk, I'm going to make it the color even darker. Just going to put the Prussian blue into the space here. That's good. I'm going to have some color over here, so frame it as the window. Like that. And maybe a little shape over here. Have a little bit yellowish color. That's good. Maybe a little bit too much details. So let it go a little bit. Now I come back over here. Now I have the color on the side, but maybe the background I'm going to make it a little bit thicker or maybe a little bit darker. So I'm gonna make it even a little bit purplish colors, but in this case I'm gonna use burnt sienna, because burnt sienna instead of yellow, the yellow make the color look a little bit too light. So now it's good. Now I'm gonna come back over here. Oh, a little bit more Prussian blue. Need to be darker. Here you go. Just think about color, color, color. Okay. Now the shadows of the face. Now I put that color in here again. Okay. So you're almost at this point, you're thinking about, you're doing abstract painting. To see how those colors work together to create a feeling that you are looking for. I think it looks interesting enough. So based on this, I'm going to move in a little more So now I'm gonna take a little bit lighter color for the window shade, the window frame in here. Sometimes with the wet in wet, you could come up with some happy accident. But if you don't take the risk, the accidents is never going to be there. Okay, now I'm going to use the round brush. I'm going to use this squirrel hair round brush. I'm going to just take the almost the same color, put a little shape onto the shirt, and get a little, just the present blue. Just use this side brush. Squint your eye. If you don't get used to that, it's very important. That probably it. I don't want it too much onto this side. Since I only use the 3 colors together, it's very easy to reuse all the colors. Now take a look. I'm gonna add a little bit colors to define my eyebrows. Would be in here. And the eye in this location. Gotta get a little brown color. Serve it as the nose. Okay, that's good. Now the paper already dry. Now I'm gonna start working into adjustment. The first part of the adjustment is to take out some colors. Let's take a look. I'm gonna take some color out from the forehead area. Don't think about forehead anyway, but you just think about that. What are the shapes that you want to revise it to? Like say this is a lighter shade. I want to take out the lighter shade. How big is that lighter shade? How light is it? So that's what you're looking at. Be able to think about shapes. It's not something naturally that we think about shapes. I'm gonna revise this area. Actually, I'm going to remove this area. You don't want to use a brush to scratch the paper. The brush I'm using is a sable hair brush, so very soft. So making sure the brush, only the tip of the brush, the soft hair. A little bit in the ear, the small shape. Let's take a look. On this side of the face, I also want to create that little triangle. Also, some friends is asking me about why you cannot remove the color that easy. It's supposed to be easy. I think if you believe that you can do that, that is first thing you have to and you have to believe that you can create the light shape. The second thing is maybe the paper or the color that you use, and consider and create that easier or less easier. Okay. So if you need to look at the basic technique of watercolor, there is a library in Enjoying Art is called Watercolor Basics. So practice those simple technique exercise. The same technique that you use on a simple still life, the apple, can use on the portrait painting or anything. So good. On the chin over here, I also want to remove some light shape over here. Like this. That's good. And I'm going to soften this area, so I need a little bigger brush to do that. Whenever you can use a bigger brush, use a bigger brush. So with this brush, it's even easier to lift up the colors because you see how much hair on one direction. So a little bit movement, you can lift up the colors like very easily. Let's see, come up a little bit this direction. Like this. That's good. Also have some color a little bit lighter, just yellow and reds, make a little feeling of orange. For the light side of the skin, it usually look a little bit brighter. So orange color is very bright. Now I'm going to shade this color in here. Now leave the gap in the middle that looks like the light. If I'm going to make that even lighter, I'm going to use lifting off to make it even lighter. I'm going to work into the eyebrows. Here you go. Okay, I'm gonna suggest a little bit on the shadow side. Have a little bit more like a greenish color on here. Okay, a little bit too strong. So get a little bit more yellow color. That's good. So this painting is almost there.